What's going on, guys? Life Alert here. So in this video, we're going to talk about the top 5 things that Infinite needs to have to reach kind of its full potential. There's a lot of hype around it, you know, a lot of people want it to be good, but in my eyes, 343 does not have a very good track record, and I'm a little scared, but they've been working on the game for 6 years, so there's really no excuse for it to not be a good game. Let's get right into it. The number one thing that it needs to have is a Battle Royale mode, and before I get into this, let me just say I don't really like Battle Royale games that much. The only one I've really enjoyed playing is Apex Legends. I don't like Warzone that much, even though I'm a Call of Duty fan. Didn't ever really get into Fortnite because I'm not 13 years old and I'm not filled. My veins are just filled up with constant G Fuel, that natural crackhead G Fuel that those 13-year-olds have. Like, for example, if this goofy looking fucker excites you, then yeah, you're probably the right age to be playing Fortnite. If it doesn't, you probably shouldn't play on the game, man. You don't have the reaction time for it, you know? So yeah, I don't really like Battle Royales. However, most people do, and it is by far the most popular games that are out there right now. You go look at the Twitch front page. I mean, Call of Duty Cold War will only have a few thousand viewers. Warzone gets like hundreds of thousands of viewers. So I'm going to stop this video right now, and we're going to go find the difference between Warzone and Cold War. So here's Warzone, the 4th most viewed game right now, at 300k viewers. Just shy of 300k. So now we're going to find Cold War. Still looking. There it is. Okay, Cold War has 7.7k. Wow, would you look at that? That is impressive. Let's see, where's Halo at? This could be a while. Hang with me, guys. This could be a few hours to find Halo.
3 hours later.
Oh, there it is. Okay, 1.3k viewers. So if you're telling me that here's Halo Master Chief Collection, 1.3k viewers, and here is Warzone, not even Call of Duty, just Warzone, at 300k, and let's see, where's Fortnite? 160k, and you see those numbers and you're telling me you don't want a Battle Royale mode in your game? I mean, you don't even have to play it, but for the success of the game and the viewership and what that would do if you're into competitive like I am, what that would do for competitive, what that would do for the viewership, what that would do for the money that's involved in the game, the longevity of the game, I mean, you're crazy. Fortnite's still pretty popular. It was by far the most popular game for years. Apex Legends is popping off, super popular. The other thing too is, you know, with Halo multiplayer being free, and most Battle Royale games, in fact I think every single one that I know of is free, that is an opportunity to pull hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of people over to Halo, and at least get them like interested in it. So if done right, I mean, it's pretty simple, right? You already have like the ODST drop pods, like just have that be like the way you drop into maps, make a big old map, and you're done. It shouldn't. You've had 6 years. You've known that that's the most popular genre of games for, I don't know, 4 years now, and so there's no excuse to not have it. And I'm gonna pull up an article here where they're basically saying that while they're not gonna do a Battle Royale, Forge World will basically make it so that fans can make one on their own. Which, great, you know, that's cool that they can do that, but that's just lazy. It's lazy to do that. And the other thing too here in this article that they talk about is that they're gonna do a big team battle 2.0, and I know Halo 5 did that. I forget what the mode was called. It might have been like Warzone, actually. I think it might have been called Warzone. But yeah, Halo Infinite rumored to have Battlefield like big team battle 2.0. I don't think that big team battle is going to draw hundreds of thousands of or millions of people over to Halo. I think that's a big mistake. That's them overthinking it and trying to be too much of their, you know, trying to do too much of their own thing. And I don't know. That doesn't do it for me. And I don't think it's going to do it for many other people. So here's another article, and I remember this came out a few months ago where 343's Jeff Easterling and James Bachichi. Bro, I'm not even gonna attempt that one. It's probably simpler than it sounds. Were asked on the 343 Mixer social media stream whether there would be a Battle Royale mode in Halo Infinite, And Easterling replied, I'll tell you right now, the only BR we're interested in is the battle rifle, which great. I'm glad the battle rifle is in the game. That could just be them keeping things under wraps, you know, like it could be them downplaying things so that there's a lot of hype if they announce it. But I don't know, man. 343 just does not get the benefit of the doubt for me. I think they're being serious, and I don't think there's going to be a battle royale in the game, at least not at the start. Which, if they choose not to, I think that would be a huge mistake. But on to number 2. The second most important thing I think that this game needs is good maps. I feel like ever since Halo 3, really, the maps have been going downhill. I actually liked Halo Reach's maps quite a bit. I think they were pretty well balanced and good for, 1v1s, 2v2s, 4v4s. But I think ever since then, man, it's just been really going downhill. I played Halo 4 at the beginning because I was so good at it. But if I'm looking at it objectively, those maps were absolute trash. I think for casual and competitive. Halo 5's maps were, in my opinion, god-awful. I just don't even know how some of those people have jobs. And I know I'm being harsh here, but like the rig, I remember spawning into the rig and just being like, bro, what am I playing? Like this is not a Halo map. This doesn't feel like Halo. The other one too, I forget what it was called. Plaza, I think it's called Plaza. But that's another one. I was just like, dude, what? Like this is not Halo. Like it really messed with the flow of the game, in my opinion, and it can really just make or break a game. So yeah, that's pretty essential. The other thing too is, a funny story is, I was when Halo 5 came out, I bought the game, I hopped on, I was playing 2v2 game battles like the first night, and it was the maps the Breakout had, where like you literally feel like you're on a real life paintball map. It's just random like shapes. Just random shapes that they put on the map, and it's like gray and stuff. Like I'll post pictures of these maps, but they were absolute dog shit. And it's like, what are you guys doing? I mean, look at that. That was a map. That's what I literally. We got in a 2v2 game battles match. We put like 2 of them probably. I hopped off the game and I said, nope, I'm not playing this game. And I swear to God, I sold my Xbox the next day, and I bought a PlayStation and I played Black Ops 3 instead. And like those are the kind of things, man. Like you want people to be engaged in your game early on. You don't want to lose them on the first day. If that happens, you're doing something wrong. But look at this. This is literally a real life paintball map. Like you got to be more creative than this. So coming in at number 3, I've got good competitive / esports support. The good news is that it's already been announced for 2021. I don't know if it's beyond that, but that one of the former co-creators, co-owners of MLG, who obviously ran Halo tournaments when Halo was at its peak, he formed a new company called Esports Engine, and for 2021 they've already partnered up. They're going to be running Halo events, and it was announced within the last month that there is already a Halo event. I believe like a LAN that is planned for 2021, which obviously means the game's coming out in 2021. But yeah, the fact that there's already an event planned is pretty exciting news. And I think that, I think Halo Esports is in a good spot because the guy who's running Esports Engine and from MLG, his name's Adam Apicella, Mr. Adam AP, if you guys have heard of him, and he knows what he's doing. He definitely knows what he's doing. I think something that Halo 5 was lacking is just people who know how to run events, man. Like it was a shit show at times. I'll pull up the picture from Halo 5. I forget which year it was. I didn't pay attention to Halo 5 that much, but one of the world championships for $1 million tournament, and there was like balloons out front as if it was like some kid's like fucking like 4th birthday party. Like and it was like there's like bleachers, and that's where Halo's at, man, for $1 million tournament. I was at the Halo 4 Global Championships because it was in Seattle years ago, that FFA tournament, and that was at like some really well-known, I forget what it was called, but some really well-known like pretty famous place in Seattle. Like that had to have been expensive to rent out, and it's like, bro, that was for less money. Like you couldn't. It was just a shit show at times, and I mean, it wasn't very popular, and you had various different companies running tournaments. You probably hadn't done it before, but it needs stability. It needs somebody who knows what they're doing, and I think I'll try to find the article, but I believe they've already said like it's gonna have like upon release a roadmap of tournaments and different competitions, and I'm sure there's gonna be qualifiers for things and probably like weekly or bi-weekly tournaments. If you guys are familiar with Call of Duty in the past, they did weekly what they were called 2K tournaments, which were for pro points. Wouldn't shock me if Halo did something similar. The other thing I want to see is something for, I mean, anybody can do it, but it's more for the amateur scene. Like, game battles was pretty big in Halo back in the day, and I feel like it needs something like that too. There needs to be game battles. There needs to be wager matches that are allowed. I remember hearing early Halo 5 that 343 wasn't even allowing game battles to use their game on there or to run tournaments on like those kind of websites, and it's just like, okay, if you're gonna make your own platform to host those things, I would get that, but they didn't. So it's just like, why are you not allowing people to grow your game? It just makes no sense. Like, nothing they've ever done makes a lot of sense, and so I'm glad that they are hopefully in good hands. Honestly, I think I might make a whole completely separate video that like solely is focusing on the competitive side of things and like what that needs, what it's going to take to kind of get Halo back on top again. I think there's so many things I could talk about that I should just probably make a whole separate video, but for now we're going to head on to number 4, which is a good ranking system, which I mean is similar to what we just talked about, but it's also different because it's not, a ranking system isn't just about competitive Halo or esports. A lot of games have a ranking system of some sort, and honestly, if they just do what Halo 5 had, I think that's totally fine. I think that's one of the only other good things that Halo 5 did have that I liked. So yeah, if they just copy and pasted that would be fine too. I think part of the only issue that it had towards the end was that there wasn't enough population playing it to keep it going, or to like really kind of have the ranking system like functioning properly. But that should not be an issue, at least for the start of this game. You could do the 1 through 50 system, just some sort of ranking system. You could do it like League play in Call of Duty. You could do it how Apex does it. I think Apex Legends system is actually one of the better ones. But yeah, just some sort of ranking system. That's huge. I've been addicted to Apex Legends just because of the ranking system it has. I find it so fun. It's challenging, and there's a lot of people who like playing competitively. Look at Valorant, look at Counter-Strike, all those games, they all have a ranking system. So it doesn't have to be anything crazy, it doesn't have to be anything new that we haven't seen before. Just literally copy and paste the one you had, and that would be totally fine. So the 5th thing that I think this game needs, and there's a lot of things that I could go into, there's so many more, but number 5 is you gotta listen to the people around you. You gotta listen to the community. You gotta listen to the people you hired. I mean, they brought in, Esports Engine to run the tournaments. They've hired several ex-pro players to come in there and help with the competitive side of things. But from some of the stuff I've heard and how Halo 5 went, it doesn't seem like they really listen to the people around them. The other thing that's interesting, I remember reading this a few years back. I forget who it was, like Frank O'Connor, some guy, made a comment that they actually hired people who didn't like Halo. Let me see if I can find this article. Or they hired people that hated Halo. We had people who we hired who hated Halo because of X. But what that really meant was, I feel like this game could be awesome because of Y that I'm going to bring into it. So, I mean, it's no wonder that the game Halo 5 was so different than any other Halo. Halo 4, too. I think this was actually talking about Halo 4, but I'm sure that carried over into Halo 5. And he says, yeah, that is a huge advantage. No, it's not. That means that, 1, they don't even like the game they're working on. 2, you already had a successful game, and now you're hiring people who want to completely change it? That makes no sense. So I think they just need to take a step back, listen to the people that they've hired for specific reasons, as in, the people running the competitive side and the community. And, Halo 5, I remember, had settings for like 2-3 years with radar and all these, weapons that shouldn't be in the game, in the competitive at least. and they forced that. I mean, starting weapon was the assault rifle, and they forced it. Like, they literally forced it, even though everybody was saying, no, that shouldn't be in the game. That's not the most competitive settings. And they just, I don't know, man. Just listen to the people that you've hired to do their jobs and let them do their jobs. That's it. I think if they can do that, it has way more potential, because I don't think they themselves or whoever's running it at the highest level really knows what the game should have. But yeah, all right, guys, that is the top 5 things I think Halo needs to be successful. And there's a lot more that it needs, obviously, and I'll make some more videos about this in the future as we get more information too. But hope you guys liked the video. Let me know what you guys agree with or disagree with, what you think the game needs, and if you've liked some of the stuff that 343's made, that's okay too. That's not a problem. I just think that this is what it needs to happen, or at least some of it needs to happen, to bring back Halo to being one of the top dogs. So, yep, hope you guys liked the video, and I'll see you in the next one.